Mauricio Umansky moves out, gets his own place. Mauricio Umansky finally got his own place and left his wife in their old home. He and Kyle Richards started having issues when the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star lost a depressed friend. Well, that was a theory that a therapist came up with. However, apart from allegedly not getting enough support from her husband, Kyle was clearly disturbed by other things in her marriage. Mauricio Umansky would move into his own place, said Kyle. In October last year, Bravo star Kyle Richards explained how the estranged couple sorted out their sleeping arrangements. Despite the split between the couple, they stayed in the same home. She said that she moved into a smaller room upstairs. It seemed odd to many Real Housewives of Beverly Hills fans, but they seemed to manage civility despite officially being separated. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills fans expected that Mauricio Umansky wouldn't remain in the same home as Kyle forever, and in March this year, she confirmed that he would move out and look for his own place. At the time, the RHOBH star also spoke about how she felt uneasy because he was seeing other women. RHOBH stars are irreconcilable. Mauricio moves out. As time went by, it seemed that the couple wouldn't resolve their issues, and all that held them together were their kids. Hopes faded for Bravo fans as rumors arose that Kyle Richards got involved with country singer Morgan Wade. However, the rumored affair might be in trouble, and she's not so lovey-dovey about her friend on social media at the moment. This week, US Weekly reported that Mauricio Umansky finally moved out and he got himself a new condo. According to their source, apparently, Mauricio Umansky will visit their old home when Kyle Richards is out of town. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills news continued because the outlet checked out with another source on where he lives. It seems that he lives in the same luxury building as Matt Damon in a new West Hollywood development. Allegedly, it's a luxurious place, so the RHOBH personality isn't exactly slumming it. Matt Damon paid over $8 million for his apartment. For now, it seems that they won't get a divorce because of the complexities of their financial relationship. Mauricio Umansky's life had always been a whirlwind. The flashy real estate mogul, known for his suave charm and impeccable taste, had spent decades building an empire while raising a family in the public eye. But now, as he stood in the middle of an upscale West Hollywood penthouse with floor-to-ceiling windows offering panoramic views of Los Angeles, he felt a mix of emotions he hadn't anticipated. The decision to move out of the home he shared with Kyle Richards hadn't come easily. For years, their Beverly Hills mansion had been the backdrop of countless family memories, holiday gatherings, and glamorous parties. It was the place where they'd raised their daughters, where laughter had echoed through the hallways, and where they'd weathered storms together. But as their relationship began to fray at the edges, Mauricio realized he needed space, literal and metaphorical, to figure out his next steps. The penthouse was everything he could have dreamed of: sleek, modern, and bathed in natural light. The open floor plan flowed effortlessly from the gourmet kitchen, with its marble countertops and state-of-the-art appliances, to the spacious living room furnished with minimalist elegance. The decor was deliberately understated, a reflection of Mauricio's current state of mind. He'd opted for neutral tones, eschewing the vibrant bursts of color Kyle loved, in favor of a calmer, more subdued palette. As he unpacked the last of his boxes, Mauricio's phone buzzed with a text from Farah. His eldest daughter had been a constant source of support during this transition, though she made it clear she was heartbroken by the changes within their family. "Dad, don't forget dinner tomorrow night," the message read. He smiled, texting back a quick thumbs-up emoji. If nothing else, he was determined to maintain his bond with his daughters, ensuring they felt loved and secure no matter what. The first night in his new home was strangely quiet. Mauricio had always been surrounded by the hum of family life, the chatter of his girls, and the lively energy Kyle brought to every room she entered. Now the silence was almost deafening. He poured himself a glass of wine and stepped out onto the balcony. The city lights stretched out before him, a glittering sea of possibilities. For the first time in a long while, he felt both liberated and untethered. In the days that followed, Mauricio threw himself into work. The agency, his luxury real estate firm, was thriving, and he took solace in the familiarity of high-stakes deals and client meetings. His colleagues noticed a subtle shift in him. He seemed more introspective, more deliberate in his actions. He'd always been a master at balancing charm and professionalism, but now there was an edge of vulnerability that made him even more magnetic. Despite his busy schedule, Mauricio made a conscious effort to create a new routine. Mornings began with meditation on the balcony, followed by a brisk workout in the building's private gym. He discovered a love for cooking, surprising himself with how much he enjoyed experimenting in the kitchen. On weekends, he explored the neighborhood, discovering hidden gems, a cozy coffee shop tucked away on a quiet street, an art gallery showcasing up-and-coming local talent, a boutique wine store run by a passionate sommelier. One afternoon, while browsing the wine store, he struck up a conversation with a fellow customer. She was an artist named Leela, with a bohemian flair and a quick wit that immediately drew him in. They bonded over their shared appreciation for Malbec and exchanged numbers before parting ways. Though Mauricio wasn't actively seeking a new relationship, he couldn't deny the spark of excitement he felt at the prospect of something or someone new. Meanwhile, the media had caught wind of his move. Headlines speculating about the state of his marriage flooded tabloids and gossip blogs. Mauricio Umansky moves out, trouble in paradise? One read, while another claimed he and Kyle were headed for divorce. Mauricio tried to ignore the noise, focusing instead on what truly mattered. He and Kyle had agreed to keep things amicable, prioritizing their daughter's well-being above all else. Still, the scrutiny was an unwelcome reminder of how public their lives had become. Kyle, too, was adjusting to the new normal. The house felt emptier without Mauricio's presence, and she often found herself replaying moments from their past, wondering where things had gone wrong. They'd built a life together that many envied, but somewhere along the way, they'd grown apart. Now, as she navigated this new chapter, Kyle leaned on her close-knit circle of friends and family, drawing strength from their support. Back at the penthouse, Mauricio's life began to take on a rhythm. He hosted small gatherings for friends and colleagues, filling the space with laughter and conversation. He reconnected with old friends he'd lost touch with over the years, finding comfort in familiar faces and shared memories. And though he missed the chaos of family life, he found solace in the quiet moments, using the time to reflect and recharge. One evening, Farah and her sisters came over for dinner. Mauricio had spent the afternoon preparing their favorite dishes, and as they gathered around the dining table, the room buzzed with warmth and love. For a few hours, it felt like old times. They shared stories, teased one another, and laughed until their sides ached. As the night drew to a close, Farah hugged her father tightly. "We're proud of you, Dad," she whispered. Her words lingered long after they left, filling Mauricio with a sense of hope he hadn't felt in months. The days turned into weeks, and slowly but surely, Mauricio began to find his footing. He wasn't sure what the future held, but for the first time in a long while, he felt ready to embrace it. Moving out had been a leap of faith, a chance to rediscover himself outside the context of his marriage. And while the journey was far from over, he knew he was on the right path. As he stood on the balcony one evening, watching the sun dip below the horizon, Mauricio took a deep breath. The city sprawled out before him, vibrant and alive, a testament to the endless possibilities that lay ahead. He raised his glass to the sky, a silent toast to new beginnings, and stepped back inside, ready to face whatever came next.